Well, the other day, I was talking to my brother a whole lot because he was going backpacking and he was asking me for advice. And it made me realize I hadn't been backpacking in forever. I happened to have a nice afternoon and I decided to take my first solo backpacking trip. And so I'm doing Pigeon Roost at Hobbs State Park. Hey, quick note from Drew in the future. I took this backpacking trip in April of 2023. I forgot about it and found the footage on my phone, so I edited this together. This video is more of just a personal travel journal for me to remember the trip. If you're looking for information on the Pigeon Roost Trail, you'll get a little bit of it on here, but it's really just me talking to the camera for a long time. I'm posting this so that I can remember this trip looking back in the future. But I welcome you to check it out because, I mean, it's a backpacking video and hopefully you see some things that you find interesting. But I won't be the slightest bit offended if you return to the search bar looking for actual information on this. But if you like my style and you'd like me to do an actual informative video on the Pigeon Roost Trail, let me know in the comments. And I don't need much of an excuse to go backpacking, but if that's something you're interested in, let me know, and I'd be happy to do it. All right, so I now return you to April 2023. I've done this one a whole bunch of times, but never by myself. So we're gonna do this. I tried to keep everything really light, bringing only what I need. I barely have any food or clothes to change into, basically just my tent, my sleeping pad, my sleeping bag. I didn't even bring a rain fly because it's supposed to be dry. We'll see if that's a mistake. Off we go. There's water that way. It's kind of funny. Whenever I bought my nice camera, I specifically bought a very light one so that I could bring it on backpacking trips like this. And did I bring it? No, it's just my phone. What? I don't remember there being a sinkhole right here. So close to the start. The whole first half mile or so is a nice gradual downhill. Lulls you into a false sense of security. You make some good time, hopefully taking it easy on your knees. That just means the last mile or half a mile when you're coming home the next day is rough. I didn't realize the dogwoods had come out. I was going to explain this thing's a big loop, and I've done the loop so many times. I just didn't feel like it today. If you just go in the back way and stop at the very first campsite, you're a lot closer to water the whole time, and you know, it's easy. I'm not doing this hike today because I want to cover a ton of miles. I'm doing it because I want to get into camp and sleep in the woods. So I'm doing the easy way. Never seen the water up this high. Sorry to tell you, but there's lake access right here. Oh, there's fish everywhere. Uh-oh, something they didn't tell you on the trail guide. You have a river crossing. Should I take the right fork or the left fork? Oh, that's the hardest up I've had yet. This is the Beaver Lake, by the way. This would be handy right now if I wasn't using my hand to hold the camera. I've been down on the ground, like where these rocks end, like maybe 10 feet farther down. I've wandered around there. How many times have I said it? I've never seen the water this high, at least while I'm hiking this trail. Oh no. What happened to my glasses? Oh, I put them down behind me. I don't know if you can see this, but Just look at the number of things flying and buzzing around here. I almost brought just a tarp and a dinky little bug net. But this morning I bailed out of that idea and decided to actually bring my tent. And all these flying creatures, specifically the wasps that I forgot about, make me feel like I probably made the right choice. I was gonna have some Taco Bell for lunch before I hit the trail, but then I would have had to backtrack and I didn't feel like it. So I stopped at the Dollar General and I bought some honey buns. Just so you know, Cheez-Its taste amazing when you're backpacking. It was a nice break. Now it's back up this. You probably can't tell how steep that is. The only downside with hiking this trail backwards is that you get that little scenic rest spot within the first mile. And then you've got like 3 miles of ups and downs that don't have as many nice things to look at. Out of shape. This ravine is filled with dogwoods. And the sun's hitting them just right to where they kind of explode with light. You can also hear me panting after that uphill. Past Drew almost left trekking poles at home because he thought, you're only carrying 24 pounds. That's not bad. You don't really need the trekking poles. Well, present Drew, who just got done walking up that up after the lake, thanks past Drew for not actually following through with that thought. They were helpful. Over the last month, I've been watching people hiking the Appalachian Trail who are following white blazes a lot like that, but it's pretty great to be in the woods following white blazes, even if they're not the white blazes of the Appalachian Trail. It's just great to be outside backpacking. There've been, even with the ups, there've been a bunch of times that I just can't wipe the grin off my face for being out in this. It's a nice day, even if it's a little hot. Luxury wide lanes. Oh, and soft pine needles underfoot. Oh, this feels good. I could do this all day. Pretty sure I could just go this way. I'll know soon enough. With any luck, in a little under 2 months' time, I'll be back here at Hobbs State Park on the other side of the park, running the War Eagle Trail Race 10K. In this stretch right here, there's a stretch over there that feels just like this stretch of the Pigeon Roost. So every time I come here, I think of the trail run, and every time I run that part of the trail run, I think of backpacking on the Pigeon Roost Trail. I might need to call this video Dogwoods and Redbuds. These are little baby wild blueberry bushes. This spot also makes me think of the War Eagle Trail Race. Is this the big tree I normally hug? I mean, it seems pretty big. I'll hug it anyway. Oh my, would you look at that? This tree's days being vertical are numbered. I'm kind of scared to walk by it. Ah, the sinkholes. I do remember these. And this big one right here. doesn't even look like a sinkhole on the camera. I just realized I've been going for maybe an hour without a break or water, so I'm looking for a place to sit for a second. I kept looking for a place to take a break and couldn't find one, so there's a random shady spot right in the middle of the trail, and since I've only seen a few people, I think it's safe for me to sit down right here. I was just in the groove walking and realized this was the tree I used to hug, but it's seen better days. Probably be falling over soon. That's too bad. You probably can't see it, but I spy the first bit of water through the trees since I left that little sitting spot. So that means I'm relatively close to my campsite. I feel like I always see the water and think I'm way closer, and it's still like another mile or so. Anybody know what these are called? I've been seeing them all day. Little fuzzy leaves that almost look like spinach. Well, I guess I'm closer than I thought, because this trail off to the left goes to the campsites. This trail down to the right goes to the water. There's never been a bench down there before. So that's where I'll get my water, but oh, hey, and there's a goose. I'll leave the goose alone so he doesn't attack me later. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and go on straight to camp, and I'll come and get my water after I've settled in a little bit. I had my trekking poles in my hands. I kept my phone out so that I'd be able to show you whenever I make it to my campsite, but man, there was a serious uphill that just surprised me. Makes me wish I put my phone away. I'm almost here. Give me the warning. Campsites. Good thing I reserved mine. I just passed that sign warning about making sure to reserve your campsites and realized that it's just still going up. I guess my campsite's farther away from the water source than I thought, so, and I don't feel like walking back up this after getting settled in. So I think I'm gonna wander back down to the water. Hopefully the goose doesn't attack me, and go ahead and empty one of my water bottles like into my stomach, and then fill the other one so that maybe I can make it through breakfast tomorrow without needing more water. We'll see. The goose is still down there. Can you see him? Wonder if he's gonna let me get water. He's still just standing there. Is he gonna peck me? He's like protecting his young. If that's the case, he's not gonna be too crazy about me being down here. backflush your water filter before the trip. Well, I just made it into camp for the night. I was planning to do like a really fancy time lapse so you could see me get through everything, but my phone's already down to like 15%. So I figure I should probably put it on the charger. Look what I found in the campsite. Let's heads up. I forgot to get any footage of myself actually cooking my dinner, but I was using a fancy feast stove. With a little leaf down in there to light my denatured alcohol, and some water in this cook pot. And now I'm rehydrating it in here. It's just instant mashed potatoes with some various other things. So I'll just be letting my food rehydrate and cool down while I set up my campsite. Sun will be going down in another hour and a half. Currently leaned up with my back against this tree, hoping ants don't crawl down it and up my shirt. And I guess I'm gonna chill for an hour and a half waiting for the sun to go down. Seems like it'd be really easy to get bored out here, but I don't know if you can tell, but it's quiet. It's really quite quiet. I can hear road noise way in the distance, but it's so nice and peaceful. Birds, bugs, small animals scampering around while all around me spring is starting to bloom. Dinner this evening is instant mashed potatoes with some dehydrated plant-based taco meat that I found, and then some soup mix that has dehydrated vegetables in it. Oh, and just because, for a little extra protein, I put some chia seeds in here. I don't know how chia seeds work in savory dishes like this. I also have some in my oatmeal for the morning. But I guess we'll see. I'm gonna give this a good mixin'. Oh, it's still hot, but not near as hot as it would have been if I tried to eat it like when we first got to camp. Clean enough. Tastes fine. So reflections on today. It's great to be out here. That's for sure. I haven't been outside camping in a very long time. Anyway, a couple went past me, and as soon as I started walking again, the guy like squatted down on the trail and did like 10 push-ups, and I was like, dude, you're making me look bad. But it was funny. Then they took off, and I didn't see him again. It's quiet out here, and I love it. There's a lot of bugs. I think I made the right choice bringing the tent. I mean, they're kind of leaving me alone right now. I don't know why. I'm surprised. And it could be that they're not leaving me alone. I'm just not seeing it. I'm going to wake up tomorrow covered in bites. We'll see. I'm not trying for any specific time to get out of here tomorrow. I'll wake up when I wake up and head out when I head out. Well, not only is this a very flattering angle, I'm sure, but you're probably sick of watching me eat, so I'm going to shut her down for the night. If I hear any sounds in the middle of the night, you're sure to go along for the ride. Set the phone down and let it charge. And I'm going to sit here in the silence for a little while, trying to just enjoy the silence. You can see the sun's just about to go down, and things are getting a little dimmer around here. Been having trouble sleeping all night, and finally I got some sleep in the last hour, and I just woke up, and this was outside my tent. My dad would say, "What a hole." It's about 6:45, and I just woke up. Well, I just decided to get up. Apparently my pillow has a hole in it. So I tried a few times to blow it up, and it just kept deflating. So I gave up. So I drifted off and got a little bit of sleep here and there. My best sleep, I think, was in the last hour. Anyway, I'm still wrapped up in my sleeping bag. I'm I'm not excited to get up because it's cold. It's 50 degrees. I mean, that's not really cold, but whenever you've been used to 70s plus temperatures over the last day, 50 is cold. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get some water boiling for my coffee and my oatmeal. And then we'll get started packing up. Looks like it's time for coffee. Some deers wandering through my camp this morning. Got my instant coffee cooling in here. Got my oatmeal. Probably didn't need to put it in here, but thought I'd give it a little bit of a chance to rehydrate in the warmth. Oh, I look good this morning, don't I? It was a pretty quiet night in regards to animals. I heard a bunch of little tiny things, like what I imagine are crickets or something about that size, crawling around in the leaves right around my tent. I wonder if I'm on their stomping grounds. These deer just keep getting closer and closer. I wonder, this deer right here just looked at me and then turned around, pointed its butt at me, and started pooping. About to dig into my oatmeal. It's just oatmeal with apple cinnamon oatmeal with peanut butter and some chia seeds. But right now, I'm gonna use it as a hand warmer for a little while before I eat. Looks tasty. And packed up like I was never here. Leave no trace. Well, nobody ever accused me of being an early riser, but anyway, it's 8:20 and I'm about to head out of camp finally. Took care of all my morning chores. And now I'm just gonna make one last pass around the camp to make sure I haven't left anything, and also to pick up any trash that somebody else may have left. I've already found a bag of tent stakes, that quarter that was by the tent pad, and also this pair of sunglasses. Guess I'm good. So 8:15, headed back to the parking lot. Probably won't be as much video on the way out because you've already seen everything. I'm just going back the same way I came. I'm only like 10 or 15 minutes into my morning hike. It's a little early to be stopping, but this is the only real water source until I'm like a mile from the end. And this is all I have left. And with my Sawyer water filter as clogged as it is, it's probably gonna take me 30 minutes just to fill that much. I wonder if that's the goose from last night. Well, I have this much filtered and this much in reserve. At most, it's like 3 miles to where I can get water again if I need it. I mean, that's just a 5K. I've run that without water before. And it's a lot cooler today than it was yesterday. It is currently 57 degrees, whereas yesterday it was in the 70s. So I think I'll be okay, especially once I put the electrolyte stuff in there. So looks like a decent place to sit down. First Snickers of the trail. I want to make sure that I continue saying how excited I am to be out here. The weather ended up being perfect last night. It's wonderful right now. I mean, yeah, I get a little hot going up some hills, but now I'm in a nice gradual downhill. There's a little bit of a breeze. The sun hasn't really started heating things up yet. Wobbly legs, got those wobbly legs. Tired of this hill, tired of this hill, going down, down. And dogwoods everywhere. If you're doing an out and back, the return trip always seems to go faster. Because I'm at the lake overlook that I stopped at for my water break last time. I'm sitting right down there. So that means I'm maybe a mile from the trailhead. Probably a little more than that. But yeah, I'm still gonna enjoy it because my whole purpose in coming out here wasn't just to go super fast, it was just to be out here. Get to camp, remember what it feels like to camp, be surrounded by the peaceful sounds of nature, and just enjoy my time. So I'm gonna sit right here, probably take a much longer break than I need, and just enjoy the overlook. Normally this stretch of water is so brown and dirty. This is like the most beautiful I've ever seen it. Green, makes me want to go for a swim. But I'm not going to. Looks like a beaver's been here. Some fishies. I looked up and saw that the sun was getting pretty high, and I was afraid it was going to be beating down on me the whole last major up of the trail in the last mile till the trailhead. But I don't know, I feel like Mother Nature was rewarding me for being out here, or thanking me for coming back out, or welcoming me back to the woods, because I'd say over half of the up I was greeted with cool breeze and shade. It was like Mother Nature turned on the air conditioning for me, and it's still on, even though I'm going up. I think I'm maybe a half mile from the trailhead, and looks like smooth sailing. I have plenty of water left. I have way too much food left. I bet I could have shaved another couple pounds off, or at least 1 pound, if I'd not brought all the Snickers and peanut butter M&Ms that I did. But I'll have it for a snack as I'm driving back home. Oh man, it feels good out here. It's so nice. I have just enough sweat that the breeze truly feels like air conditioning. It's awesome. So glad I decided to come out. But I keep swearing that the trailhead's just over the hill, but there's always another hill. Other than wishing my pillow hadn't popped, no complaints. It's been a great trip. The breezes just keep coming. Oh, okay. I see the shiny hunks of metal that can only be cars at the trailhead, and a semi or something just came up over the hill, and I saw it zipping by, so maybe a quarter of a mile to the trailhead. And there it is, the breeze that never quits. Oh man. Well, I'm back at the car. Going to unpack, wipe down with some wet wipes, and do some stretching. Good hike, really good. First solo camping experience was great. I'm glad I came out.